Konbanwa. Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining me for another episode of Ninja Sub Plays. I'm Mike Connor with Ninja Sub Gaming. Tonight I'm going to be playing one of my favorite racing games ever, Daytona USA on the Sega Saturn. So, let me go ahead and get it fired up. If anybody's not familiar with the Sega Saturn, it is a system that came out in the mid-90s. It came out in 1994, and it was actually a really, really powerful system, especially for its time. And it is an excellent arcade emulator. It could take arcade games of that era and pretty much emulate them flawlessly, and create darn near a carbon copy home versions of whatever arcade games you liked. So it was a direct competitor of the PlayStation 1 and of the Nintendo 64. And let's see if I got this right. Yes, okay. So, for those of you that have not heard of the Sega Saturn, after everything I just told you, you're probably going to be asking why. I mean, it's such a great system. You know, it's got all these capabilities. Actually, as far as graphics and, you know, system power and versatility goes, it's better than the PlayStation 1. And I'm not saying the PlayStation 1's a bad system. I'm just saying it cannot compare to the technical aspects of the Sega Saturn. And, you know, you're probably wondering, well, what happened to the Sega Saturn? You know, how come it dropped off the map? How come there's not a Sega Saturn 3 or whatever? Poor marketing, poor advertising. You'll probably remember, you know, for people that, you know, can remember back in the mid-90s, if you were old enough to remember, you probably remember a lot of television commercials for the PlayStation 1. But you probably don't remember many for the Sega Saturn. You probably remember a lot of commercials for the Nintendo 64, but not for Sega Saturn, so not very good advertising. And then there was a whole marketing fiasco where Walmart was basically cut from being able to carry the Sega Saturn in their stores. Now, common sense would tell anybody, even a person who's not skilled with marketing, if you have a really, really strong retail business and you basically tell them, yeah, you can carry our product, and then at the last minute you pull the rug out from underneath of them, that's going to hurt your sales. So when Sega decided to exclude Walmart from being able to sell their gaming console, that really, really, really gave them a hard punch. And so that's pretty much what happened with the Sega Saturn. And it led to other issues too. I mean, if you guys notice, Sega still develops games, but not consoles. Well, that fiasco with the Sega Saturn is a huge reason why. They came out with the Sega Dreamcast, which is an awesome system. I still play it. It was way ahead of its time. You know, it's a fantastic system, but yet it's, you know, it didn't do very well on the market overall, and that's because of the Sega Saturn fiasco. It left a very bad impression on a lot of retail companies. So, just some history about the Sega Saturn, what it's capable of, why a lot of people haven't heard of it, etc., etc. So, it's just a game system that never really got much of a chance because of just bad, you know, bad marketing and bad advertising surrounding it. But it's a great system. I mean, you know, it's a very fun system. It's one of my favorite systems, actually. And, you know, I don't like gaming systems based on nostalgia. I'm very different than a lot of people with that. A lot of people like older game systems because it takes them back to their childhood. I'm not like that. I like any game system that's good. For example, I actually like the Nintendo Switch better, and that's a new system. I like it better than Sega Saturn. Why? Because I just simply like it better. I like the library of games better. That's it. Oh yes, and what you see in the background here, this is a jack-o'-lantern. I made this jack-o'-lantern on Saturday for Halloween. I named him Samhain. If anybody thinks that name sounds familiar, that's because if you watch that cartoon, The Real Ghostbusters, there is a villain that the Ghostbusters face against, named Samhain, and he has a pumpkin for a head. And a little history: Samhain is actually the name for the ancient Celtic, Irish Halloween tradition. Halloween comes from Ireland, and when the Irish immigrated to the United States, they brought a lot of those traditions with them, which eventually evolved into Halloween. And in the ancient Irish language, Halloween was known as Samhain. So in the Gaelic language, it was known as Samhain. So little history there on Halloween. Halloween's actually one of my favorite holidays, along with Christmas. So anyway, before I get started and I start playing the game here, I am going to check my technical aspects, make sure everything's going okay, because as anybody who's been following my streams knows, I've been having some technical issues, especially with the damn volume. So let's make sure everything's on track. Okay, let's see if everything's coming through clear. Okay, let's see if everything's coming through clear. Good. Okay, let's see if everything's coming through clear. Alright, all is good. Great. That is what I want to see. Give me one moment, please. I got a text from my friend here, and I just want to let her know that I'm alright. Alright, my apologies. Okay, so Daytona, USA. I am going to start off here. I'm going to take a look at some of the options of the game here. So I'm going to start off on everything on normal level.
Please select a race course.
I'm going to start off with the everything on normal level. I'm going to start off on the beginner track that's only 8 laps. I prefer the car with automatic transmission.
Please select a race beginners. Please choose manual or automatic transmission.
Alright, I'm going to start with this car here.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
So, as you probably guessed, Daytona USA was an arcade game, and it was ported to the Sega Saturn. And ported very well, I may add. So this particular curve that you just saw me come around, you gotta watch it with that one. If you're careless, you will get into a crash. One thing I love about the Sega Saturn is the music player, the CD player. It is awesome. I'm not going to give too much away because I would like for you to go and check it out for yourself. But it's awesome. You can do a lot of things with the songs. A lot of the program on there can do a lot of different really cool stuff with the music that are on the CDs that you put in. The Sega Saturn was a system that was ahead of its time. It had internet access capabilities. It wasn't the first system to have that feature, but it was one of the first. And like I said, its graphics abilities and hardware are really good. It was off the charts for its time. So I'm in 10th place. 9th, 10th. Okay, so I'm inching up there. Clipped the wall that time. I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah. So there's nobody in the chat. I really wish there was some people here to rap with me while I'm playing these games, but that's fine. Like I've said before, you know, as I keep streaming, I will probably build a following, and I'll be able to get some people to come up on here and chat with me and stuff. Alright, there we go. So that was a pretty good race. I'm pretty good at this game. I'm not, you know, some big top-notch expert or anything, but you know, as you can see, I'm not terrible at it. I didn't crash or nothing. So okay, something cool about this game. When you enter your initials, if you know certain codes, like for example, GDA will play a tune from that game called Golden Axe. So, there's a whole bunch of other different initial codes you can put in there too that will activate different little tunes you can play. So I just did the one from Golden Axe. There's a whole bunch of other ones. Alright, now, an interesting thing about this game. There is a code. If you hold down a combination of these buttons, if you hold down up left on the directional pad, and if you hold down at the same time X, A, B, and Z on the controller. So, again, that's up left, and X, A, B, and Z on the controller. And then while you're holding those down, press start. You can do what I'm about to show you, which is, and this has always straight up cracked me up. You can play as a freaking horse. I have always thought that was so funny. Actually, it reminds me of an acquaintance of mine named Debbie. She has a horse farm out here in Delaware, and that particular part of the game reminds me of her because of her horse farm. And it cracks me up when you play as the horse, because as you guys are going to see, when you go around a curve, the horse's hooves actually screech like car tires. And if you get into a crash while you're playing as the horse, it will make a sound effect like you're in a car. So the horse will tumble around as it crashes, but will make sound effects like it's made out of metal. So, you know, I thought that part reminded me of Debbie, and I thought to stream this game. So, Debbie, this is a shout out to you if you're watching. I hope you get a kick out of this. I will tell you what, this horse is really awesome, just an FYI, because when you play as the horse, you can actually go on the grass and not lose speed or traction like you do when you're in the car. And you can go through the tire pit here and kind of cheat like you just saw me do without being stopped to get your tires changed. So you can go through the tire pit and take a shortcut without having to lose any time. And I am really hitting that wall way too much. I have to start being more careful. I mean, I know the horse is really good and everything, but I'm losing ground because I keep hitting the freaking wall. So I really have to be more careful. See, I just lost my position, damn it. Alright. As you saw me get on the grass there, I didn't lose any traction, I didn't lose any speed. So that is one thing where the horse really comes in handy. So here we go. I am currently in 10th place. I'm doing about as good as I did with the car, honestly. Let's see if I can get any, oh, here we go. Alright. So I think I'm getting the hang of that. Alright. Cool, cool. So let's see if I can progress beyond 8th position. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I was last race. So I'm really hoping I can get a little better than that at least. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, though. That's okay. I mean, as I keep playing, I'll start, you know, getting better at how to handle my car / horse. So.
Now, list your name for the other champion.
Does it play any kind of a jingle? Nope. Darn. I was hoping it would play something. Alright, whatever. Okay, so one thing you can do, you probably noticed with those races that I just accessed. I'll show you here. You'll notice these races are short. 8 laps, 4 laps, 2 laps. You know, for some people that's just not cutting it. I'm kind of like that. I like a longer race. So, what you can do is you can actually increase the amount of laps per track by going to game mode and going from normal to Grand Prix, then to endurance. So Grand Prix, I think, gives you 40 laps around the beginner track. Let's see if I'm remembering that correctly. Drum roll, please.
Please select a race.
20. Okay, okay. Then when you go here to endurance, It gives you the 40 laps.
Please select a race
80. Oh, wow. 40 for advanced. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've really sat and played this game in depth and really messed around with the options and all that kind of thing. I mean, I played a few brief games of it within the past couple of years or so, but sitting down and really experimenting with the options and everything, I haven't done that in quite a bit. I'm going to do a Grand Prix. All right, so let's do a Grand Prix. Oh, dang it. My bad. Okay, I'm going to do a Grand Prix, make sure all the other settings are where I want them. Right. Okay. All right.
Please select a race course. Beginner. Please choose manual or
Of course, I am going to pick none other than Mr. Ed on steroids. I'm telling you what, this horse right here is raw. I mean, no other vehicle in the game can do the stuff that this guy here can do.
3, 2, 1, go!
This horse is thoroughbred awesomeness. And bar none, my favorite character in the game. I prefer automatic, like I said before, because, you know, when I get into a race, it gets so intense with me that I would actually forget to shift gears. No joke. I would literally forget to shift gears, and then the next thing you know, I'd be losing ground. So, I always do automatic. Anyways. I'm not going to go through the tire pit for the first few laps here. Number one, I don't really think I need to do that. Well, let me try. Let me try and see if I can actually get anywhere doing that, or if it's just going to hinder me. And hinder me. There it goes. The problem is, it is a nice shortcut, but you have to really turn a sharp turn, and that's where I seem to be having difficulty. So you're on the 4th lap, and I'm only in 30th place. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna play the race straight. Okay, so I just passed a couple of cars. That's good. Wonder if I could do this and maybe get away with it. Ah! Aha! I can do that and get away with it. Cool. It didn't cost me... It didn't mess me up with running into the wall or any of that kind of stuff, so mechanically that was a good technique. Let's see if I can pull it off again. Ah! You see that? He was racing dirty. Ran right into me like that, man. Come on. I'm going to get brave here and cut right through the grass. Awesome. Cool. That worked. Alright, I'm 14th out of 40th. That's not bad. I'll take it. Oh, man, did you see that? Just pushed me out of the way. Ah! Damn. Jeez, what is with these guys running into me like that? I have not seen them race that dirty in any memorable time I've played this game. Now all of a sudden I'm using the horse and they're just ganging up on me. Here we go. So I'm up to 16th. I was doing a bit better than that before I got ran into multiple times. Alright, so here we go. Here we go. Seems like I'm regaining some ground. Good, good. 12, so I've still got some time to go. Alright, so I just got ahead a little bit more. Cool, cool. Alright, and again. Nice. Always like the music in this game, too. If anybody gets the chance, I would recommend checking out the soundtrack for the Sega Saturn version of Daytona USA. I think it's really cool. Here we go. So 10th out of 40th. So, you know, I'm in the top 10. I would prefer the top 3. In most races, that's considered to be, you know, they're considered to be the winners, the top 3. The horse also has really good balance. He doesn't skid around as much as the cars do, and it's easier to regain control. And I don't mean just on the grass, I'm talking on the pavement as well. I love how it makes the sound effect of tires screeching, as the horse, who has hooves that are not made of rubber, is running around the curves here. And when you hit the brake button, it makes that burning rubber sound effect. That's classic. All right.
Congratulations. You placed 10. Now, list your name with the other champions.
I think S N C will give us Sonic the Hedgehog music.
C.
No? Oh. I am gonna have to look that up on, say, like IGN or something like that, and get some of those codes you can lock in to play some of those little jingles when you put in a certain initial code. It's really neat. Oh, and check it out. On the demo, when you lock in that horse code, on the demo mode, it shows the horse. That is awesome. Alright, does it have a music player? Music test, yes, it does have that. Alright.
Please select a race course.
Alright, I'm going to attempt advanced here. You know, no promises on how good I'm going to be able to race. Of course, I'm going to have to use the horse. That rhymes. Now, as you noticed, you don't start off. You don't have the rolling start, as the song states in the first track. You don't start off driving. You start off at a beginning line there, and you have to accelerate from a standing position. So you can expect that with the more advanced tracks. The beginner tracks, they give you a break. They let you have a racing start. But FYI, these oh, there it is. Okay, I never thought I'd be so happy to crash, but you guys can see and hear that. It actually sounds like a car crashing, even though it is clearly an animal. Always got a kick out of that. Okay, it's going to take me a couple of laps here to really get adjusted to this level. This one here, this is tricky. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Okay. Something else that's different about this track versus the beginner track I have noticed is that the pit that you go into for car and tire repairs does not supply a shortcut. So if I tried to use my horse here to go through the pit area, I would not be able to use that as a shortcut. I would not save any time whatsoever. None. You gotta be much more careful as you negotiate these curves and corners than you do in the beginner track. I mean, which makes sense because this is the advanced track. Here we go. So this one here, you know, you just got to be a little more careful, obviously. You can see from watching me play here. All right. I would say hit no more than about 130 miles per hour as you come down that slope. This one here, I've normally had my best luck at about 150 to 160. And hold down the right directional pad nice and tight. I can't really speak for how the car would handle through there, but Mr. Ed here handles it very well when you use that technique. It seems like I'm stuck at 13th place. Dang it. You bump into the wall, oftentimes, I'm going to say 9 out of 10 times, you're going to lose quite a bit of speed. So just try to avoid even tapping the wall. Even merely tapping it. See that right there? I just tapped it a little bit and look at all that speed I lost. And no, I didn't do that on purpose to demonstrate. It just happened to have happened at the right moment where I could use it as a demo. On the rare occasion that I would actually kill myself or hurt myself on a game to prove what will happen, I would tell you I was going to do that ahead of time. I would do it and then say something. Alright. Oh, damn, I don't know how that happened. Whatever. Okay, here we go. Like I said, about 150 to 160 through here. Damn, what is with that? I don't know how that happened. Anyway, I'm still, you know, lingering here at 13th place. Hope I can make a little more progress before the race is over. Now, I did good at that curve right there. Damn it, and then had to ruin it by doing that. Whatever. So anyway, I don't go anything over 130 through there. Boom. That is awesome. Good. I'm definitely going to have to play this track again. And I'm on my final lap here. Looks like I'm going to be finishing 13th. I mean, that's okay because that's a lot better than finishing dead last, right? Oh, this is my final lap. Okay, my fault. My fault. This is my final lap here. Maybe I can get out of the 13th place purgatory here. Maybe. We'll see. I keep nudging the wall like that. Yeah, I definitely want to replay that.
You placed 13. List your name with the other champions.
Another interesting thing about the Sega Saturn, it had a built-in memory unit, but it ran on a watch battery. So you had to buy a memory card with the PlayStation 1, but not with the Sega Saturn. A lot of people didn't realize that you actually had a built-in memory unit, but you had to make sure that the battery was fresh. It's the only catch-22, is that you always had to make sure that battery was not running weak, otherwise you would lose any of your saved data. Alright. So I am definitely going to try that race again.
Please select a race course.
Here we go. So all my specs are the same as before. It's
Please choose manual or
Grand Prix mode, normal difficulty, etc., etc. I'm going to use my trusty old horse here. So now I understand the mechanics of this track a little better and how to, you know, use it using the horse. So here we go. This is great because already I'm doing better than I was in the previous race. Well, I was for a second there. Dang it. Nudge that stupid wall again. But I can see 12th place literally right in front of me. So I haven't lost that much ground. That's good. God! It looked like that car hit me. It sent me for a tumble there. Some of that dirty racing. Okay, that was my fault. This is a very fun game, but some of the aspects of it are a little frustrating. I mean, I don't get mad at video games. I think that's, I mean, no offense to anybody who has ever had issues with that, but I don't, I think it's silly. It's a game. It's something that you're meant to do for fun, you know what I'm saying? So I don't see the sense in getting angry at them. But, you know, just generally speaking, there are some aspects of Daytona USA that are a little frustrating. Like that right there. That right there. Just simply nudging that wall, and I couldn't see that I was about to hit it. I mean, I know I was close to it, but it didn't occur to me that I was going to actually hit it. Now that time I saw it coming. That was my fault. Yeah, it looks like I'm in the 13th place purgatory again. Here we go.
You're looking good.
Oh. One thing that I think is cool about the mechanics of this game is that it mirrors real-life driving in that when you're going around a curve, you slow down as you enter the curve, and then you pick up speed as you're in the curve, and that will help you navigate the curve safely. It's the same in this game. If you guys notice, you know, I slow down before I enter a curve, then as I'm going through the curve, I pick up speed, and I can hug that curve fairly well. It's really neat how that's very, very similar to real life. I like how they threw a mechanic into this game that mirrors real-life driving so carefully, so closely, I mean. So I was trying to be careful and get around that car, and I was a little too careful, and I ended up banging into the wall yet again. So. But you know what? If I had hit that car, it would have been the same effect. It would have slowed me down. So I guess it really doesn't make a difference. Yeah, if you hit cars, you hit anything in this game, you will slow down significantly. So beware. See, that time I hit the wall and I didn't slow down that much. That happens sometimes, but usually you will slow down. So you don't want to bank on dumb luck. Dang it. Oh. You guys probably noticed too that this game stream, I'm not having the technical difficulties that I had been having in the past streams, like with the volume. I'm not even going to bring up that first stream that I attempted to do where I played the original Zelda on Nintendo. Played a good game, went 4 hours, did very good commentary, explained the game mechanics, explained the villains, explained how to beat the bosses, then found out after the fact that my volume and my audio was completely effed up. So I had to end up deleting that stream because the audio was so terribly atrocious, it was just not... It wasn't acceptable. Like I said, I guess I could have just went ahead and cut the audio out and just showed the gameplay, but I figured, okay, you know what? I love Zelda so much, I would like to play it again. So I'll just play it again. And this time make sure my audio is working right. So that's what I ultimately wound up doing. But, yeah, point is, I had audio difficulties. And, you know, I've had some visual difficulties. Some choppiness in my streams and all that. So I spent several hours today experimenting with my streaming software. OBS is what I use. I think it's a great program. Not just for streaming, but also for recording. I've actually used the OBS program app to record some projects that I was doing in college. And I spent hours experimenting with different ways to get my streams to work better, to be less choppy, to avoid any audio difficulties, and I finally broke it down to where it's working a lot better. As anybody who is following my stream right now can see, there's no one in the chat room still, darn it. But anyway. Oh, man. Okay, really. Oh, my gosh. No, that one there, I can't finger point at myself. That was straight up dirty. That was just dirty racing. Come on. Do they give people yellow cards in racing? You know, like they do in boxing, and like they would give people, if anybody ever watched that MMA promotion, Pride Fighting Championships, if anybody played dirty like that, they would get a yellow card, which is a warning. You keep doing that, you're going to lose the point. Well, couldn't they do that in here? Like, anybody, you know, rams into you like that and causes you to crash on purpose, which is clearly what happened with me back there. Couldn't they give him a freaking yellow card at least? Come on.
Now, list your name, the other champion.
Okay, give me one moment. Okay, so my friend Jason, whom I went to high school with, actually, he just asked me, Evander Holyfield's Real Deal Boxing for Sega Genesis. Did you ever play that one? No, Jason, I have not, but it sounds like a good game. You have pretty good tasting games, so I'm sure I would like it. So that is an idea for a future stream. Just give me one moment. Alright, and Jason also just told me on the Evander Holyfield Real Deal Boxing game for Sega Genesis, he says the cheat code, quote unquote, the Beast, was one of the best ever. So, okay, we got some material to work with. Yeah, thank you very much, Jason, for your input. This is what I want. I want people to, you know, if not through my chat room, which is what I would prefer. I would prefer people jump on to my Twitch chat room and rap with me. But if not that, you know, if you know other ways to get a hold of me, like through my Twitter, which is Ninja Sub Gaming, and my Instagram, which is also Ninja Sub Gaming, you can reach out to me there. And, you know, if you know me personally, then, you know, you can text me or hit me on my Facebook or whatever. And yeah, throw game suggestions at me, cheat codes, anything that you want to see me do in terms of video gaming. I'm all ears. So, all right. So Jason is asking me, can you pick any game and play/stream it? I mean, I have such a huge variety of games that I own. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying I do have a lot of games. The number one reason why I have so many games is because growing up, I never got rid of any of my games or my consoles. I have my original Atari, my original joysticks, my original games. I mean, everything from that all the way up into the 8th generation consoles, you know, the PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, and damn near everything in between that was really well known, even ones that weren't very well known, like the Sega Saturn. So yeah, I mean, so to answer Jason's question, for the most part, yes, I can play or stream pretty much any game, and if I don't own it, you know, I can try my best to get a hold of it. So give me one moment. All right. So, just doing a quick spelling and grammar check on my response here to Jason. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Maybe I should have put you on an intermission. Sorry about that. Alright. Okay. So... Alright, so, okay. When I did the horse code, I gave Debbie a shout out. I do want to put something out there. Like I said, Debbie owns and operates a horse farm out here in Delaware. It is called Tri-State Equine Adoption and Rescue. It is a non-profit horse farm / sanctuary where Debbie specializes in taking in horses that do not have anywhere else to go. And she has saved a lot of horses from, you know, being slaughter bound and or from, you know, living in, you know, ungodly conditions. Actually, if anybody's familiar with the Quantico case a few years back, which took place in Maryland, it was a very, very, very bad horse neglect case where the owner was actually taken to trial for, you know, animal abuse. Debbie and her organization was very heavily involved in helping out those horses. So, you know, with the COVID-19 pandemic that hit, you know, as a nonprofit, Tri-State Equine relies heavily on donations, which have taken a big hit because of the pandemic. And Debbie is a nurse as a day job. So you can imagine she's really got her hands full with dealing with that type of a job during this current, you know, health crisis going on across the globe. So if you could please donate to her farm, that would be great. Any donations would be much appreciated. It would really help out. It would really help out Debbie and her horses. Keep in mind, Debbie does most of the farm work by herself, and she cares for almost 20 horses, among other animals that she, you know, takes in. So again, you know, any donations would be not just appreciated, but it would be appreciated beyond words. You can donate by visiting Debbie's website, which is www.tristateequine.org, or you can actually access her organization on Facebook. So, yeah, if, you know, you guys could pitch in and give her and her animals a helping hand, that would be really great. I would thank you very much for that. Anyway, alright, back to Daytona, USA on the Sega Saturn. Looks like Sam Hain over here is really enjoying the stream. Hope everybody had a good Monday. You know, a lot of people have, you know, today off. Well, depending on your time zone, tomorrow / today. I'll just say, alright, fine. Tuesday, November 3rd. A lot of people have off. That covers all the time zones across the globe. Because of elections. So, you know, I hope everybody had a good Monday and that you have a good day off tomorrow. Alright, what am I... You know what? I'm curious. I'm going to have to try arcade mode because I don't recall exactly how that's different than Saturn mode.
Please select a race.
And the truth is, I don't recall how it's different than Saturn mode because I never really played arcade mode much. In fact, I've never played this game in the arcade before. Just an FYI, I used to damn near live in the arcade growing up, but I never messed with Daytona USA. I never played it. Another title. Oh, wow, you can't play as the horse. Okay, that's a very obvious difference here. Okay, so, and notice here too, with the automatic car, its top speed is only 5 miles per hour less than the manual shift. So I think it's a good sacrifice, right? You know, you're not driving along and are like, why the hell am I losing speed? Why is my engine running bad? Oh, I forgot the shift. So you avoid that wonderful little quirk. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to play as the car. Let's see if there's any other differences here between the arcade and Saturn modes. One thing to keep in mind that is a really easy thing to forget is if you've been playing as the horse and then you suddenly go back to playing as the car, don't forget that you cannot run your car on the grass. If you do, you'll be slip sliding all over the place and you will probably crash. So keep in mind that the horse is awesome with being able to handle cutting corners by going on the grass. The car does not have that same ability at all. One thing I can say is that the physics, and a lot of the handling aspects that you do on Daytona USA is very much like real life, which is cool. I mean, I've always had a thing for games that are not like real life. The mechanics are different, say in a racing game or in a fighting game or whatever. But it's always cool, too, to experience games that are like real life. So I guess you could say I'm kind of on both sides of the fence as far as that goes. I'm surprised I didn't lose speed that time. My goodness. Now you see that when I hit the grass, I lost speed and started to slip slide around. You know, and the fact that you can enter a cheat code to access a horse in this game made me think, what other games out there that I know of involve a horse that plays a significant role? And one thing that popped in my mind is Zelda 2, which is one of my favorite Nintendo games. If anybody here is into the original Nintendo, Zelda 2 is, like I just said, is one of my favorite games for that particular console. I play it all the time. I've even streamed it. I even beat it on a stream. And I'm going to stream it again here in the near future, doing the second quest. But there is a character in that game that is a half human, half horse. So you can think of him as being similar to a minotaur. If anybody's familiar with a minotaur, it is a mythological creature that has the head of a bull and the body of a man. Well, this creature in Zelda 2 is similar, but instead of the head of a bull, it has the head of a horse and the body of a man. So that's a good example of a horse type character who plays a significant role in a video game. I'm trying to think if there's any others. Man, I'm drawing blanks here. It just doesn't seem like horses have really been given much of a limelight in video games, in TV shows, and things like that. If anybody ever watched Benny Hill, or not Benny Hill, The Three Stooges, horses typically were featured in a lot of episodes of The Three Stooges where they would play gags on the Three Stooges. Like they would smack the Three Stooges in the face with their tail. You know, they would kick them and things like that. So they were used for a lot of slapstick humor in some TV shows. Then of course there was Mr. Ed. Who doesn't know that show, right? Dr. Dolittle. They have a fairly prominent role. But as far as video games are concerned, I'm saying Daytona USA, kind of sort of Zelda 2, Harvest Moon. In some of the Harvest Moon games, horses play a pretty significant role. I'm thinking of Harvest Moon 64, where you can train your horse to actually participate in a race. So, how ironic I'm bringing that up while playing a racing game where you can access a horse. But you can do that. I'm trying to think if there's anything outside of Harvest Moon Zelda 2, Daytona USA. If anybody sees this stream and can come up with something, let me know. I would love to hear it. Ah! Another Zelda game where a horse plays a prominent role. Zelda Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64. Epona, the horse. You even have a song you can access on your ocarina that will call her to you. It's alright, Epona in Zelda 64, Ocarina of Time. And she's in a couple of other games in the Zelda franchise as well. Alright, so, you know, we got that. I'm thinking of Donkey Kong Country, and the reason why is because you can access a lot of different animals to ride. They give you power-ups. You have, like, Rambi the Rhino. You have the Swordfish, cannot remember his name. You have Squawks the Parrot. You have, the Ostrich. That can even fly a little bit, so they souped him up with that power. You know, as we all know, real-life ostriches can't fly. But this ostrich actually has limited flying abilities. So, he's like a juiced up ostrich. But there are no horses in that game that you can ride or access. You would think there would be, right? Because a horse is a well-known riding animal. But no. So Zelda, some of the Zelda games, either as an ally or a villain. Daytona USA, Harvest Moon.
Congratulations, you placed 10.
I am wanting to say, and I'm not 100% sure, but in Shadow of Colossus, you ride a horse that plays a pretty significant role. So there's a few games out there. Just not a lot. Animals that are prominently featured in a lot of games would be, of course, apes, monkeys, you know, the Donkey Kong franchise. Oh my god, there's so many of those games. Then there's the crossover games like Smash Brothers and Mario Kart and all that. A lot of sea creatures. You know, the Jaws games. Actually, that Jaws game on PlayStation 2 looks awesome. I definitely want to get my hands on that one. I might ask for that for Christmas. Which is not that far away, honestly, people. We got about a month and 3 weeks until Christmas hits. Maybe even a little sooner than that. Let me pull up my calendar here and just see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1 month. We got a month and about 3 weeks and 2 days. So, yeah, we got approximately a month and 3 weeks. With a couple of days tacked onto it. But more or less a month and 3 weeks. So, you know, Christmas really isn't that far. I mean, it's out there a ways, but it's not that far away. So, you know, I would get my Christmas wish list ready. Because, you know, hey, the early bird, right? And plus, with this pandemic going on, it's probably a good idea to do your shopping early. I would focus a lot of it on ordering things from catalogs and with online shopping because, you know, social distancing. Not trying to preach at anybody. I'm just saying, you know, I don't want to see anybody get sick. That's just what I would do. That's what I'm going to do. Very limited shopping in person. I mean, nothing beats shopping in person, but, you know, you got to think of the greater good. And in fact, you know what? I even quit going to the gym because of COVID, because gyms, just an FYI, are a place where COVID is being spread very, very abundantly. Which makes sense, because what do people do in gyms? Sweat, cough, touch a lot of stuff. You forget to wipe things down. You know, I'm guilty of it. As careful as I am, as clean as I am, I'm guilty of it. So I know a lot of other people are. So, you know, I train at my home gym. You know, I run in the area that I have around my yard. So, you know, I've quit going to the gym. I like to go to the gym for the change of environment, some of the equipment they have, for the socializing aspect of it, but it's not worth it. You know, again, weighing out the greater good, I just stay home and train at my gym until this thing is over. Just saying that, you know, considering what we're up against, you gotta think smart. You know, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices if we really want this thing to go away. And at the rate it is going, it's not going away, guys. We've actually got numbers on the rise. Several countries in Europe are actually doing a full-on lockdown because their numbers have skyrocketed back up. So, you know, I'm just putting it out there. You know, we need to take this thing seriously and treat it with the proper care that it deserves. You know, a pandemic like this hasn't happened in literally 100 years. So we got to treat it like it is as dangerous as it is uncommon. Alright, so with Daytona USA, very fun game. I'm okay at it. I'm fairly good at it. It's an awesome racing simulator game here, as you can see. One thing I do want to do, though, man, you know, I would like to try that advanced track one more time. Alright. Give it one more whirl. And of course, I'm going to do it with my horse.
Please select a race course. Beginner.
That's my horse! If anybody's ever seen that show, Ed, Edd n Eddy, that's a song that Ed, he's like the really goofy one. He's the tall, burly, really goofy one of the bunch. He sang that song during one episode. It just popped in my mind. That's my horse!
Gentlemen, start your engine.
I'm a huge fan of that cartoon, Ed, Edd n Eddy. I used to really get a kick out of the commercials for that. Oh wait, I picked the wrong track. Wrong track. My bad. I should still have access to the horse.
Please select a race course. Please choose
Boom.
manual or automatic transmission. Gentlemen,
If anybody's wondering how I exited the race and got back to the main title screen, I held down A, B, and C, and while holding A, B, and C, I hit start.
3, 2, 1, go!
So just general Saturn lingo, that is the universal way to exit a screen and go back to the title screen. If you keep doing it, even when you're at the title screen, you'll go to the main CD options screen, which lets you access the music player and all that. It's kind of hard to follow everything I just said, so I'm going to demonstrate once I'm out of the race here. Hopefully I can do a little better with this race than I did the others. Man, they are really racing dirty. Did you see that? My goodness. You guys don't play around, do they? They race for keeps. I mean, I know racing is a competitive sport, but guys, come on. Is it really necessary to be that nasty? Alright, here we go. I think I'm gaining some leeway. Good. I'm in 11th. I was in 9th. Hopefully I can regain some of that. Hopefully. Let's see if I can get lucky to do that. Okay, I'm in 10th. Let's see how long that lasts. I'm in 11th. But you got to be very careful as you negotiate these curves, because if you're not, you're going to wind up like I was in the last couple of races, which is where you are smacking into the curves and you are losing speed and, you know, hence losing your position. I got stuck in what I nicknamed the 13th position purgatory, where I just could not seem to get the heck out of 13th place. And just think, 13 is the unlucky number, the traditional unlucky number. So maybe there's something beyond a coincidence there. I got stuck at 13th position twice in a row. That's the unlucky number. Maybe there's something more to it that you can see. Use the horse's ability to kind of cheat there. And I'm going to run on that grass. Oh, did you see that? Oh my gosh. Now, see, that's one thing, guys, I'm going to tell you about this game. There's really nothing you can do about what just happened. If they're going to bump into you like that, you know, there really isn't a whole lot you can do about it, and it really messes you up. There is a way where you can look behind yourself. I think there is a way you can do that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm wanting to say there is. But, you know what? That is so distracting. It takes your eyes off the road. You know, you would probably end up crashing if you were to do that. So, I'm going to say, if I'm remembering that right, you can do it. You don't want to do it. But, you know, they will do that. They will slam right into you and do that. And here I am back in 13th place again. Would you look at that? Jeez. Go. It seems like I really started having problems after I got shoved into the wall there. My goodness. That's one thing I'm going to have to say about the beginner track. I don't... And you guys can see it. You guys saw it and can vouch for me on this. In the beginner track, I didn't have people slamming into me and pushing me into the wall like that. Not as often as I have had it happen here. Makes me wonder if the difficulty of this track is a little higher in terms of the AI of the computer opponents. Not just the track itself is harder, but the computer opponents play a little more aggressively. And that's what it feels like. I mean, maybe I'm just seeing things. Maybe it's just because I haven't played this game extensively enough. But that's what I'm kind of gathering here just from what's happened so far. So I think I might have an opportunity to get 12. Get past this one. I think, is this 12? No. Dang it. He was competitive. He didn't want to let me get by him. Look at it. He's gaining on me. So I thought maybe he was position 12. Okay, I'm going to exit this and just try it again. I'm going to try one more time. If I can't do any better, then I'm just going to be done with this game for now. This is a very fun game. It's a challenging game. It takes time to really get good at it. But it's worth it. I mean, it's a very fun game.
Gentlemen, start your engine. 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright. Let's see if I can be lucky enough not to be pushed into a wall And if I can use my more familiarity with the racetrack here to my advantage, and just stay away from, making any careless mistakes like I was making earlier, due to just general ignorance of the track and the mechanics behind how to use it. I almost got ran into that time. You guys probably saw. I got kind of lucky there. I got lucky there too. I almost got ran into and then shoved against the wall again. Jeez, man, it's like they're just bound and determined to push me into a wall. Okay, so right now, knock on wood, I'm in 9th. Might be able to gain a little more here. Might be able to get up to 8th, maybe 7th. If this keeps up. This area of the track here looks harder than it is, but it's really not that bad. I'm not a phenomenally great player, of the world champion order, but I can navigate that area right there pretty good, which means I'm confident that a lot of other people with a little bit of practice could do the same thing. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, man. Dirty, dirty, dirty. That right there was just, that's just wrong. That is not AI for artificial intelligence. No, that is DI for dirty intelligence. And that is like Ric Flair dirty. The dirtiest player in the game. Well, they're the dirtiest players in the video game. Notice I'm slowing up as I'm leaving this cave here. Or not cave, dang it. This overpass. That is an area, and here I am at 13th again. Ay, 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 ay. But anyway, as I'm leaving that overpass, I slow up a little bit, because if you don't, that is an area where it's very easy to wind up smacking into a wall. So, gotta watch it with that. Alright, so I'm in 13th again, but I'm not too upset about it, because I can see the cars I need to pass up ahead of me, which means I haven't lost any real major ground. Just using some skill here and a little bit of luck, I should be able to regain something. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, maybe not though, because I'm going to have to slow up as I leave. The overpass. I'm gonna have to do it again! Oh! 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 Ran into the stupid wall. Here's something I'm going to try to do, and I have not tried it yet. Instead of hitting the brake, I'm going to just let myself slow down naturally and see if that does any better. Because I literally just attempted that, and I noticed I wasn't having as many problems with losing control. So let's just see if that bears any fruit. I've had this game for literally 25 years. Could be 25 years this upcoming Christmas that I've had this game. But the truth of the matter is, as cool of a game as this is, I haven't really played it much. I bet throughout my entire life I haven't spent oh, heck, oh, dang it. Okay, so it didn't work so good that time. The, not using the brake, but just slowing down naturally approach, that didn't work so good. I was just simply going too fast. Alright. So, I bet I haven't spent my entire life 10 hours playing this game. 10 hours total, my entire life on this game. Over the span of 25 years since I've had it. That's not very much time, guys. It may sound like a lot of time, but when you're talking about over the course of decades, that's nothing. So I never really learned how to get really, really good at this game. So I'm kind of learning it with you all, which is cool. I mean, I think some game streams need to be like that. I mean, if you only play games that you're really, really good at, I mean, that's cool, it's always fun to watch a person play a game that they're extremely good at, like you guys saw when I played the first Zelda. You know, I'm very fluid with that game. You know, I can play it very well. But it's also cool to see a person stream games that they're not extremely good at, that they have to kind of learn along with you. It kind of makes you feel like you're learning the game together, and essentially you are doing that. So, I think to be a fun streamer and to be, you know, a versatile streamer, and I think to be an open-minded streamer for games, you know, you have to play games sometimes that you just aren't particularly great at, and that's okay. I mean, nobody is going to be good at every game they play, so... And I'm no exception. I may have been playing video games since I was 4 years old, but that doesn't mean that I don't have kryptonites as far as video games go. You know, games that I'm just not overly great at. And your audience can kind of learn how to play them and grow with you, like I said before. And that's a really cool aspect to streaming, at least to my opinion. And I can't say this enough. I'm really glad that the technical adjustments that I made to my streaming software has worked so well. I mean, I haven't... This is amazing. I'm not experiencing any slowdown, any lagging, none of that. And my internet is no different. So it's not an internet-based thing. I thought maybe it could have been, but I checked that out, and it's not. It was simply me not having certain things adjusted properly on OBS that could have been better. And as I brought up before, I don't have a true gaming PC, I just have a regular laptop. You know, I've actually had this laptop for 8 years. And a lot of people are going to be like, wow, 8 years and you haven't gotten a new computer. Well, no, because I don't believe in doing that. I think if what you have is good and it works and it's adequate, then that's what you should stick with. I mean, you don't replace something that doesn't need to be replaced. I think a lot of people, especially on a financial point of view, make a lot of mistakes with that. They constantly fix something or replace something that doesn't need it. You know, hell, I've driven the same car for almost 17 years. I have just simply upgraded it and fixed it as I needed to. But as far as getting a whole new car, a whole new unit is concerned, no, because I never needed to do that. I never found it necessary. It's a nice car, it's a paid-off car, it runs well. You know, it's easy to fix versus a lot of the newer hybrid models and things like that. You know, it's cheap to fix versus, again, a lot of the newer types of cars. So, you know, I never saw the point in doing that. And you know, replacing what doesn't need it. Doesn't need replacing. And, you know, I'm no different with my computer. You know, it doesn't need to be replaced. Overall, it's an adequate piece of machinery. So, but, you know, at the same time, it's not geared towards gaming like some of these. Like, I'll tell you two people who have some damn good computer hardware for streaming, and that is Mike Matei. I love his streams, by the way, Mike. Awesome streams, man. Thank you. You know, Mike Matei of Cinemassacre and Angry Video Game Nerd. He has some great streaming hardware, and you can see in his streams. I mean, the picture. The number one thing you can see that is better versus my streams is that his picture's sharper. Another person is Denise Vlogs. Denise Vlogs. V-L-O-G-S. All one word. She has a great computer for gaming. And her pictures are always so crystal clear. Her video is always so clear. So, yeah, you guys should check them out. That's Mike Matei Live. All one word. M-A-T-E-I, Matei. And again, Denise Vlogs. They're both Twitch streamers. And Denise plays more of the computer-based survival horror and RPG games like Sims, Blair Witch, and then Mike plays a lot. Well, he plays a lot of everything. He doesn't do a lot of role-playing games and stuff. He's more of like action adventure, things like that. Mario, Zeldas, space shooters, things like that, on a variety of platforms. He's even busted out the Sega Saturn, like I'm doing right now. So, yeah, but you can see that their computers are very game-oriented computers. My computer, my laptop here, is kind of like a little bit of everything. It can do, you know, you can do videos, you can do video games, you can do Microsoft Word, you know, reports, research papers, a variety of things. It's not really geared towards one particular thing. You know, some computers are geared towards video recording. You know, they can do a little bit of everything, but their central strength is video recording. Some, you know, computers are specific for gaming. You know, mine is just kind of a little bit of everything. So, and you can tell, you know, because I can't record a really, really high definition gaming stream. So, but anyway, all right, so that is Daytona USA on the Sega Saturn. I'm going to put you guys on a break, all right? I will be back soon. And I'm going to, you know, Halloween just came and went, so I'm going to put you guys on a Halloween-themed intermission. Just give me 1 second. Okay, guys, actually, before I switch games and go on my break here, I just remembered something. I told you all that I was going to demonstrate how you go from the demo or the gameplay screen to the title screen, then to the CD player screen. So, hold down A, B, and C all at the same time. Keep them held down. Then hit start. And you will go from the demo/title screen to the CD player screen. Now, this CD player is cool. I'm going to demonstrate here how this can work. I'm going to turn up the volume here a little bit so you can hear it better. Maybe a little more than that. Okay. So, you can adjust your clock language, memory manager, all that kind of thing. Here, is anything saved from? Okay, so yeah, there's a Daytona USA file. That was automatically saved from my gameplay there. What about other settings? What is that? Oh, button labels. Oh, wow. Okay. You get a lot of things you can tinker with here. At any rate. So, okay, you get to shuffle around your tracks. That's really neat. That reminds me of what you can do on the VLC player. Okay, this is cool. You can adjust the pitch of different songs you play on here. So let's mute the vocals. Yeah, that doesn't sound like those vocals are muted to me. Program sequence. Okay, so you can program which song is played in what order. That's neat. Okay, okay. Pause that for a minute. Oh, that's cool. Darn it. It's not what I'm sure to do. There we go. Oh wow, you can add some echo in there. Listen to that. Give it the arena effect. So if you have... I don't know if this... If you have a music CD, let's say like... If you have a music CD of, say, like WWE wrestler theme musics and things like that, you could put it on here and adjust it to sound like it's being played in an arena. So that's cool. That's a neat aspect. I like that. Shuffle your tracks, show elapsed remaining time, scan intros. I think that means it just plays the very beginning part of each song. Let's find out. Yep, that is what it does. Clear all the settings here for a second. Repeating A and B. What does that mean? Rolling Oh, so you can select a part in a song that it will just replay again and again. Cool. That is neat. So I can start the song out here, wait until it gets to, I'm going to say 11 seconds. Boom. Now watch what happens. I just programmed it to play between 1 and 11 seconds. 0 and 11 seconds. Watch what happens. If it's 11, boom. I'll repeat it again. That is really cool. This, again, this was very much ahead of its time. That was really neat. Okay, so you got a little tour of what the software programmed into the Sega Saturn is capable of doing. I love these two squares that bounce to the volume and the tempo and the beat of the music. Those two little green squares. That is really cool. Okay, so at any rate, let's see here. All right, I'm going to put you guys on an intermission. Okay, welcome back. Thank you for your patience. So, alright, I have got another one of my favorite Sega Saturn games booted up here. I'm going to surprise you all. And you know what? This is the same Sega Saturn that I got for Christmas 25 years ago. So I do want to speak for the resilience of this system. I have never heard any complaints about, the Sega Saturn not being a durable system. I can definitely testify that mine is hard as nails. I mean, this is a very tough system, very resilient. And I've moved multiple times. I'm counting off the top of my head here, 6 times I've moved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 times. And it has come with me each time, and it is still intact. And that's not even counting the age of the system. So, all right, here we go. Grab me another aha. All right, so for Halloween, what was I drinking out of? My skull cup? No. I was drinking out of my witch's cauldron mug. Microwave safe. It's gonna be 1 second. You can watch the demo here while I go rinse this out. So again, this is another favorite of mine, the Sega Saturn library. This was, I'm going to make sure I have this right here before I say it. As far as home console games are concerned, this was the first true first-person shooter that I ever really messed with. I had to think about that for a second to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything, but no, this was the first, real true home console first-person shooter I ever played. Not counting things in the arcade, you know what I mean? It's different. Now, I will say that you can use the stunner gun and the light gun with first-person shooter games on the Saturn. Those are the major two games. You have the Nintendo Zapper. I'm sure everybody remembers that if you've ever played Nintendo for Duck Hunt. But the Sega Saturn version of the Zapper is the Stunner. And then there's a larger gun called the Light Gun. So I am just playing it with a regular controller, and I always have. I'm not saying I'm opposed to the idea of playing with a stunner or with a light gun, but I just never have. So, alright, I'm going to do everything normal here. Gun looseness means how accurate you have to be with your shots in order for it to kill your target. So if the default setting is 9, but if you have it jacked all the way up to, let's see how high this goes. My goodness. If you have it jacked all the way up to 29, you can actually kind of miss your target and still kill them. So that's what it's referring to. I'm going to keep it at 9. One thing I am going to do, I'm going to give myself an extra life and an extra continue. I definitely want the sights on. Oh, and it has the sound test. Not excellent music, but it's good. It fits the game motif. I like the music for Daytona USA better. Just my opinion. All right. So, looks like Samhain is starting to get a little tired. Let's see. Oh, he's only got 1 candle left, and he is going to be out. So, I need to get Samhain rejuvenated here. Maybe give him a cup of coffee and get his stamina back up. No, actually, no, I'm just going to go ahead and give him some more candles so he can stay with us. Because what is a Halloween themed stream without a jack-o'-lantern? Actually, I'm going to give him 1 more because the candle that's still left burning is about to go out. So. Alright. Cool. And Alright. Throw some sage in here. Give Mr. Samhain some smoke effects. There we go. You guys can't really see it, but he's got a cool looking kind of smoke coming up out of him now. Alright, here we go. Alright, so you get the choice of the expert, beginner, and medium stages here. Not really per se game difficulty, but just the level itself, the intensity, how many enemies come at you at once. So, of course, I'm going to start off with beginner. I'm trying to keep my accuracy nice and high. You can get away with that in the first stage pretty good, but as you get to the higher stages, that's not going to be doable at times. Especially considering the fact that you have to stop to reload. You don't get any headshot bonus. I know in some games you get that. In this game you do not. So... And I'm a huge fan of the old school virtual reality graphics. I think they are so cool. Oh, I took a hit. Ouch. That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm gonna have to quit caring so much about accuracy and just go for broke here. If you use your peripheral vision, you can see how many bullets you have left. Now, I took out some of the bad guys as they were jumping out of that truck. You saw that. That's just FYI. You can do that if you're fast enough. My god, I took another hit. I just did it again. As you can see here, I'm getting a little more... willing to sacrifice accuracy for saving myself from getting shot. You're gonna have... I didn't think I would have to do that at beginner stage, but apparently you do. I just accidentally killed a hostage. Alright, so we got the rifle. I don't really think the rifle's that much better than the regular gun, but you don't have to reload it as much. You get more straight shots without the necessity of reloading. So you have to sacrifice accuracy for the ability to avoid getting shot. My accuracy was almost at 50%. That's not bad. Needless to say, hostages can be quite difficult to avoid shooting at times. I just pulled it off pretty good that time. Oh, hit the wrong button there. pretty easy to avoid that one because, you know, there were several hostages that came out at once. Keep an eye on your sights. When your enemy in your sights starts to turn red, he's about to shoot you. In fact, you don't want to let them turn red if you can help it. Alright, the automatics, yes. Oh, I didn't get it. I thought I had it. Here we go. Alright. The warehouse is where it starts getting pretty fun. I can access the shotgun here, yep. Shotgun's cool because it's got a nice broad range. You don't have to be super accurate to hit your target. That was good. Okay, that wasn't good. The barrel got right in my way. The green barrels you cannot destroy. Just FYI. Red barrels you can, and green barrels you cannot. Please keep that in mind. Here we go. I am up to the main boss. It's a Scottish guy, if I'm not mistaken. Nope. No. I'm thinking of a different boss. Okay, so you gotta hit these grenades. This reminds me of Altered Beast when you fight Octeyes. And he shoots all those eyes at you that you gotta destroy. Wish I would have had a better gun to fight him with, honestly. Don't buy it, he's faking you out. Right. You can shoot the chopper, but it doesn't really do anything to it. You just shoot it for the fun of it. Okay, so go to medium. I like the medium stage. It's fun. You get a lot of hills that you climb up and down and stuff like that. It's really neat. I like all the stages, honestly. I think if I had to pick a favorite stage, it would be... I'm going to have to go with stage 2. The medium difficulty stage. And... boom, boom. I'm trying to make that barrel explode. Not having much luck, though. There it is. There it is. There it is. Tower falls down. Right. I was wondering if that crate was going to give me any kind of a power-up, but obviously not. Dang it. And you know, something else about this game is that you never know when a hostage is going to pop out, even if you've been playing it forever, like me. It amazes me that even after all this time, it still surprises me sometimes when a hostage comes out. I'm like, oh, really? See right there. Perfect example. I'm firing away and boom, I accidentally hit a hostage. I'm gonna have to say he got lucky. I almost had him. Alright, the machine gun. Now we're talking. I wish I would have had this when I fought the last boss. That really would have came in handy. And you can see this thing right here, man. You can really mow it down. Versus my regular gun. You saw what just happened. Once I lost my machine gun and went back to my regular gun, I got killed. So, machine gun is some heavy artillery. Probably an AK-47. This game will definitely give your hands a workout, give your thumbs a workout, make you very fast. Work on those reflexes. Maybe, just maybe, you'll get the reflexes of a ninja. Now notice I just shot out the windshield of that big dump truck there. You're going to see why I did that here in just a minute. A lot of you may have wondered why I bothered to do that. You probably maybe thought I just did it for the fun of it. But not quite. The automatic is a pretty handy weapon. It cuts back on how much reload time you have to have. Nice. Right there. Reason being is because if you have that window shot out, that windshield shot out, it's easier to kill him when he takes over the dump truck. Ah, got me. Alright. So, that was one run that I just did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do another game, but I'm going to start out on the expert stage. The third stage that we didn't get to mess with. So, you know, there's nobody on the stream chat, darn it. But I would like to ask anybody who may join or may be watching and may not be on my stream and can contact me through a different platform like Twitter or text or whatever. Or anybody who may see this stream when I have it uploaded to Twitch and to YouTube. What did you do on Halloween? Did you dress up? So, for me, I did dress up. I dressed up as Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. And I had a special LED light-up mask, which I've actually been wearing to work. And it lights up every time you talk. So I'll show you guys here in a minute. And then I made Samhain here. And I watched a lot of Elvira. The Elvira, I watched montages of her hosting ventures. I watched the pilot episode of her show. If anybody doesn't know, Elvira had a short-lived television show, which was pretty good. I wish they would have continued it. I mean, if it was a weak show where I'm like, I don't think this is going to work, I would say it, but in a nice way, you know. But I would make it clear that the show was just hopeless. But this show is actually really cool. It reminds me of kind of like a predecessor to Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So, check it out. You can see it free on YouTube. So, I watched that. I watched the Elvira Halloween special from 1986. I played the Angry Video Game Nerd Deluxe, which is Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2, and then a special third unlockable game that you can earn by beating the first two games. Excuse me. So I played the heck out of those. What else did I do on Halloween? I talked to a few friends, wished them a happy Halloween. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Didn't get any trick-or-treaters, which, you know, I'm not trying to be a stick in the mud, but that's kind of a good thing, because really, people should have skipped trick-or-treating this year. It's not worth it, you know, just for the sake of not spreading the virus and for social distancing. I don't think trick-or-treating was a good idea. But, you know, I didn't get any trick-or-treaters. Yeah, so that was pretty much my Halloween. I had a very, very good Halloween still in all. Very chill. So, oh yeah, and as for my costume, I will pull it up here. Just give me one moment.
Sub-Zero wins.
So you guys just saw that. I don't know if you could hear it though. Trying to see if it even brought it up as a... Yep, okay. So I'm going to replay it here. Right. Here we go.
Sub-Zero wins.
Okay, so that was, yeah, you could hear it that time. That was my Halloween costume. That was me in my costume. So, hope you all like that. I'm a huge fan of Mortal Kombat, just FYI. In terms of the games, my favorite game to this day is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I like it better than any game in the franchise before or after. So, I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game I didn't like, and honestly, I even like Sub-Zero Mythologies, which that really leaves a lot of people looking at me weird, but I like it. You know, it's different than the other Mortal Kombat games, but, you know, particularly the one-on-one fighters. but I like it. Shaolin Monks, love that one. That's one of my favorites as well. I'm gonna say Trilogy, Shaolin Monks, the original Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat XL, I'm going to say, are my top ones. So, anyway, now that I got warmed up with Virtua Cop here, I'm going to go back and give it another spin. And I'm going to jump right into the deep end of the pool. And I'm going to do the level that we didn't get to. This level is cool because you raid a lot of corporate buildings and stuff, and you can shoot up computer screens and all that sort of thing. It's really neat. Alright, so you get them reflexes up. This is a button masher, if there ever was one. Gotta really be fast. That was just bad positioning. My sights were off, so yeah, happens. That's unavoidable. If that happens to you, don't feel bad. I mean, I'm pretty quick, and I have a lot of experience with this game, and it still happens to me. I mean, you can see it happens to me. Alright, so we got the shotgun. I love me a shotgun. Ah. At some points in this game, you just cannot move fast enough. You know, it doesn't really seem to matter what you do, and that's alright. I mean, it's part of the unique challenge of Virtua Cop. Virtua Cop will test that a lot more than, say, Call of Duty will. And something else that's different about this game versus what you would see in Call of Duty is there is no melee combat. It's all strictly shooting. Notice what I did right there. Instead of trying to shoot all of them, I just went and shot the red barrels. Keep in mind, the red barrels will explode. The green ones will not. So that basically means right there, my accuracy means 1 out of 3 shots connected. And that's good. When you're firing so rapidly, you know, if you can get a 1 out of 3, it's pretty good. I knew that was going to happen. Alright. Not doing too bad here. Headshot. You don't get any extra points for headshots in this game. That's one thing that's very unique to Virtua Cop is they don't really reward, you know, that kind of thing. They reward accurate shots, but headshots really don't seem to, you know, in Call of Duty, if you're fighting the zombies and you get yourself a headshot, you're doing something. That's a one-hit kill, you know. In this game, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter in the least. And then one pops up behind him. Yep. I do remember that. Here we go. Right. that was a good one there. Taking out those two that I just took out is not easy. These are a little tricky, right? Not these guys. But right here. He is a hard one because he's protected by all that glass. Okay, that one that I just shot. Does he look like Agent Smith from The Matrix, or does he look like Agent Smith from The Matrix? Alright. See right there, you know, I was shooting so rapidly and so aggressively. Damn. Okay, good deal. Alright. The Magnum. I never really quite understood what was so great about the Magnum. I don't see it. I mean, you don't really get any more bullets than you get with your regular gun. I don't really think it's much more powerful. I don't know. Maybe it's faster with how it connects with the shots, but I mean, they're bullets. All bullets are fast. I mean, hell, even a pellet gun is fast. Some BB guns are fast. I mean, if you're on the wrong side of the barrel, and somebody's shooting at you with even a BB gun, I mean, you're going to be in some trouble. You're not going to dodge something like that. That was just stupid what I just did. I blatantly shot a hostage when I could have avoided that. Alright, shooting out these computer screens. Alright. Oh, I thought I got him. Your vision gets obscured quite a bit in this game as you're seeing. You'll think you have a guy down and you don't. This is an extremely fun game. This is one of the most fun games on the Sega Saturn, in my opinion. But man, I'll tell you what, you really... It's challenging. It's fun but challenging, very similar to Daytona, USA. Tumbling out there like that. Alright. Here's my question. Is this the main boss or what? No! God! I kind of wish. Couldn't be any worse than that. Damn. That was brutal. Those guys showed me no mercy. At the wrong time. Alright, we got the guy who looks like a combination of that giant killer robot from RoboCop and the cyborg from Smash TV. Damn it. Can I do this? Got him! Awesome. Oh, and I got a 67.8 accuracy. Cool, cool. Alright. Okay. So I did it backwards that time. But we got to experience all 3 of the levels. Virtua Cop, I don't know. Depending on the person and how good you are at first-person shooters, it's a difficult game, but it's not difficult in a frustrating way, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Okay. It's very user-friendly in terms of its difficulty because you can always do this. If you like the challenge but hate dying, leave the difficulty at normal. Set your gun looseness up to 29. Crank your lives all the way up to 9. Crank your continues all the way up to 9. Alright, and I'm going to show you what happens. But notice, my difficulty is still on normal. You know, because, I mean, you don't really want it too easy because then it gets a little boring. At least that's how I feel, and a lot of other people feel that way. So, anyway. Alright. So, we're going to go to the medium difficulty stage. There we go. The only thing that might cause a problem when you crank up your gun looseness is that it's easier to shoot hostages. So just be extra vigilant with that. Don't let that happen to yourself. Now you'll notice with the extra gun looseness, I am having much, much, much less difficult time shooting my targets. Look at this. I am piecing these guys up like it's nothing. Stuff I could not have gotten away with previously, I am easily pulling off. I haven't even taken a shot yet. I don't know how I didn't shoot that hostage just then. Wow. Maybe gun looseness doesn't apply to hostages? I don't know. I would imagine it would. I mean, gun looseness is gun looseness, right? I mean, if you got a wider range of where you can shoot, I mean, I would imagine that would apply to... How did I not get hit just then? Wow. Okay. Game's showing me a little mercy, I guess. See what I mean about the hostages. Dang it. Alright. I didn't get to show you guys the boss in this stage. I got maybe about halfway through the stage and then I died. So, I'm going to play through here and I'm going to get to that particular boss. Alright. Cool, cool. And keep in mind, guys, I did not adjust the difficulty. The difficulty is the same as it was before. I just adjusted some of the specs. Namely, the gun looseness, and I have extra credits and extra hearts, so I can take in more damage. Alright. I never was able to get both those guys that run at you. You know, they come like dashing at you, you know, and I never could get them. Not both of them. I always get one or the other, but never both. Alright. Tell you what, man, this gun looseness thing is really cool. Alright, the automatic. So I got the automatic here with gun looseness equipped. So as you can see, I've taken a few hits, but you know, nothing too drastic. Nothing like before. And it's not because I'm more in practice, it's honestly just because I am playing it with different specs. There we go. There we go. I almost had him. You know, I can never get that guy before he gets one hit on me. I have never, ever, ever, in my decades of playing this game, been able to do that. So if you can't do it, you know, don't feel bad. I mean, I've been at it for a long time, and I still can't freaking hit that guy in the dump truck before he hits me first. He is just like that one elusive villain that always gets that one grab on you before you can kill him. Oh! Dang it. Not even ninja reflexes are going to help you with that one. Now him, I've never had problems killing before he hits me in that Caterpillar bulldozer looking vehicle there. And you got to be fast, I'm not going to lie, but I've always been able to get him before he could do anything to me. There's been a couple of occasions where he's gotten me, but usually I can get him. Man, that guy in the dump truck, what it is with him, but he is just... I can never, ever, ever take him out before he gets that one hit. Okay, so I just had to access my first continue. Not a big deal. Oh, man. See, that gun looseness came back to haunt me there. Pros and cons. But as you can see, overall, it does pay off to have, you know, more gun looseness. Here we go. Deal. See, man, that's a hard one because he's flinging grenades at you. Then you got hostages running at you. So, any way you look at it, you're gonna wind up taking some damage. Okay, so apparently you can't make that red barrel explode just yet. I know you can, just not yet. There it is. Okay, because it's more of a background prop. Cool, cool. All right. Here it gets a little tricky. You got to be quick. You get a lot of guys popping out at you at once. I'm going to say use your bullets sparsely. Try not to have to stop to reload so much. That's my weakness with this game, is I shoot too many bullets and waste too much ammo at once, which causes me to have to reload a lot, and I'm vulnerable to attack. So I'm going to try to stop doing that. I've noticed I have issues with that as I've been playing here on this stream. All right, the machine gun, that's what I'm talking about. Let's have a little fun. Darn it. Lost it just as soon as I got it. All right. That was a good one. That was decent. The Magnum, I still don't get what is so great about this gun, what it does. Maybe it's because it will damage him more than the regular gun will. And this is the Scottish guy I was telling you about. Oh man, he comes with the troops fully rounded up. Jeez. I forgot about that. I forgot that he actually comes at you with extra men. It's crazy. This guy really don't want to lose. Hmm. Here we go. Ah! Damn. You guys notice I was doing pretty good until I got here. This is just insane. Even with my adjusted specs and all, this is really tough. Good thing here, though, there's no hostages. You're pretty much full range to attack any way you want. There we go. Okay, so we have played Virtua Cop. You've seen all the stages. You've seen all the villains. Right, trying to think if there's anything else I would like to bust out. And there actually is. Okay, so I'm going to put you guys on an intermission, okay, and then I'm going to put you guys on an intermission, and then I'm going to, and my apologies, I had the game sound muted. Not a big deal, but still, sorry about that. Just an oversight on my part. Accidental oversight, my fault. Okay. Just give me one moment here. Okay, I'm going to put you guys on a brief intermission. All right, thank you. Alright, welcome back. Appreciate your patience. Okay, so, as you guys can see, I have fired up my Nintendo Switch. And we are going to play The Angry Video Game Nerd Deluxe. 1 and 2 Deluxe. Okay, a word of warning, alright? This is an adult game, a very adult-oriented game, a lot of profanity, a lot of sexual innuendos. Okay, so if you're under the age of 18, or if you're offended by things of that nature, you want to stop watching right now. Okay, but if you do not fit those criteria, get ready for the ride, because this is a really fun game. In terms of gameplay, it's fun as heck. It's got a healthy challenge, not to the point where you want to throw your controller across the room and start shouting obscenities on par with what the Angry Video Game Nerd himself would. If anybody's ever seen that show, you'll know what I'm talking about. So it's got a reasonable challenge, and it's very funny. It will straight crack you up. Well, you're going to see. So, okay. I've already beaten the first game. I'm going to go over to the second game here. The Angry Video Game Nerd 2 Assimilation. Kind of reminds me of the Borg from Star Trek. If there's any Trekkies watching, you'll know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm approximately halfway through the second Angry Video Game Nerd game, so I'm going to pick it up from there. My apologies if anybody wanted to see me play right from the beginning. Maybe at some other point I will do that, but, you know, for here, I'm just going to pick up where I've left off during my non-streaming gameplays. Alright, so basically the idea behind these games is it is the Angry Video Game Nerd and his pals have to play through levels that emulate crappy games that they hate. A lot of one-hit deaths, things like that. Things that, you know, the nerd himself has expressed severe displeasure with. Let's see, how's my video doing? Am I choppy or... No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, cool, cool. Just making sure that my visual aspects here are, you know, working like they should be. There we go. Alright, you get to these toasters here. That is your save point. Dang it. Okay, of course, if you take too many hits, you die. So keep that in mind. Those skull blocks there, do not touch them. It's instant death. Okay, so I've got the... Okay, so in each level, you have 4 Nintendo cartridges that you can collect. And each one has one of the letters that spells the word nerd, right? Well, as you can see on the top right-hand side of the screen, I got the E. And as you can see there on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, there's the N that I have not collected yet. And that's just the thing. How do I collect it? I think I know how. But I'll have to kill myself. Whatever. Oh, idea. Oh, dang it. Messed that up. Okay, so I get to experiment with something a little cool with you guys here. There it is. Oh. Damn. So I got the idea of how I'm gonna do it. Alright. Good strategy there on my part. I had to give myself credit for that one. It's really cool that this game makes you think like this, you know? Would you expect that from such a game? I mean, this is a parody game. Ah! And it is. This game's a parody game, obviously. It's making fun of games that the guys at Cinemassacre don't like. Okay, what is up here? Because I'm having so much difficulty down where I was at when the last time, as you guys saw, clear as day, I had no issues whatsoever. Maybe I'm accidentally doing something different? Or... Ah! Damn! What's up with that? I've killed the nerd like 6 times now. Something going on with my controller? No? Oh, damn, that was stupid. There it is. I was tapping jump way too much. There we go. Too close to the death block. Ah, okay, I don't know what is going on this time. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. You know what, I'm not even going to worry about it because, you know, I'm getting tired of playing around with it, and I'm sure people watching me are like, really, like, come And it's weird because now my game is getting all jerky and clunky. I wonder what is up with that. I think what is going on here is it's not a software thing. It's not even really a hardware thing. I think it could be an internet thing. Reason being is because the Switch connects to the internet, the Sega Saturn does not. So the fact that my Switch is connecting to the internet while I'm trying to stream is making everything run slower, if that makes sense. The Sega Saturn can't connect to the internet like that. It doesn't have the wireless capabilities. So maybe that's the reason why this is running kind of jerky and choppy here and there. Or maybe it's just coincidental. I don't know. Oh, jeez. Damn. There we go. Cool. Evil robot. I like how when you kill a villain or when you die, it just explodes in all these blood, guts, and eyeballs. That's crazy. It's so campy that it's actually funny. Oh, dang it. That is not what I wanted to do. I'm going to do a harakiri there so I can go back and have another shot. Some ET looking guys here. They look like ET. Damn. That was close. Okay, now the game glitched, not glitched, but it jerked there. Let's stop right there for a second. I'm gonna check something. I don't need to be online to play this game, so I'm thinking if I get offline, I'll be able to play a little better. A little smooth, you know, not as choppy. So, can I get off? So I'm connected right now. What just happened? Okay, I'm having a hardware issue. Give me one moment, please. software that I use to bring my picture of certain systems onto the screen glitched. Alright, so here we go. Disconnect the internet. Let's set all consoles connected to TV. Seriously. Okay, just an FYI, if you want to disconnect the device from the internet, airplane mode is a good way to do it. Let me do it here. Let me try to just play the game, and if it keeps, getting choppy and all that, then I will find another way to get it off the internet. So I think it might just be overloading everything. That I'm playing a game, I have OBS software going, I'm streaming, and, the Switch is connected to the internet all at the same time. It's just overloading. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. refresh everything. I'm going to end the stream here. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Right, I'll be firing up another stream here in just a few minutes. Okay, so thank you very much. Sorry about that. Okay, maybe what I just saw right there. No. Is everything still choppy or what? Yeah, it's still choppy. Alright. Okay, so I had another audio issue just now. Didn't realize it until just this second. My apologies, guys. I cannot believe that.